everyone knows the Bermuda Triangle is a graveyard of ships and planes. The evidence says otherwise. The story is bulletproof. Somewhere between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, vessels simply ceased to exist. Flight 19 vanished in 1945. The USS Cyclops disappeared in 1918. Entire crews gone. No wreckage. No distress calls. The ocean swallows them whole. This narrative has teeth. It's been repeated in books, documentaries, late-night podcasts, so often that the triangle became shorthand for supernatural maritime horror. Something geological, magnetic, paranormal. Something that breaks the rules. But here's where the narrative cracks. The U.S. Coast Guard doesn't recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a real phenomenon. Lloyd's of London, the institution that insures maritime losses, has no elevated claims data for the region. The insurance industry doesn't pay for ghost stories. Let's examine the most famous case. Flight 19, December 5th, 1945. 5 Navy bombers departed from Fort Lauderdale. The lead pilot, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, radioed that his instruments were malfunctioning. He was disoriented. The squadron flew east into a storm instead of west toward land. This wasn't supernatural. This was human error compounded by weather and equipment failure. The planes ran out of fuel. They ditched in the Atlantic. A rescue aircraft also crashed, likely from the same storm. 14 men lost. Tragic, explicable. The USS Cyclops case follows the same pattern. A 542-foot cargo ship vanished in March 1918 with 309 people aboard. The wreck was never found, but the Cyclops had a known structural weakness, a cracked hull. It was overloaded. During a severe Atlantic storm, it likely broke apart and sank rapidly. No mystery. No triangle. Just a ship with fatal design flaws caught in bad weather. The same way hundreds of vessels have sunk in every ocean on Earth. So where did the triangle myth originate? In 1964, a writer named Vincent Gaddis published an article claiming the region had unusual properties. He cherry-picked disappearances, ignored solved cases, and ignored the fact that the Atlantic had been a shipping lane for centuries, with losses proportional to traffic. The myth metastasized. Other writers added cases retroactively. They reframed accidents as mysteries. They ignored weather reports. They ignored insurance records. Confirmation bias became narrative. The real explanation is mundane. The Western Atlantic between Miami and Bermuda is one of Earth's busiest shipping zones. Thousands of vessels pass through annually. Statistically, some will sink. Storm frequency is higher there than average. The Gulf Stream runs through it, powerful currents that scatter wreckage. Methane hydrate deposits on the seafloor might occasionally release gas, reducing water density and causing ships to sink faster. But this is localized, predictable geology. not a supernatural vortex. The triangle persists as myth because it's elegant. Chaos rebranded as pattern. Randomness rebranded as destiny. We're pattern-seeking creatures. We'd rather believe in a cursed zone than accept that the ocean is indifferent, and accidents are simply arithmetic. But here's what matters. The Bermuda Triangle isn't dangerous because it's mysterious. It's a normal stretch of ocean with normal maritime hazards. Ships and planes don't vanish without a trace. They sink, they crash, they're recovered or they aren't, just like everywhere else. The real story isn't about supernatural forces. It's about how a single writer's speculation became cultural truth, how repetition calcifies into fact, how we weaponize mystery to feel less alone in an indifferent universe. The Bermuda Triangle is real. It's just not what you've been told. It's not a graveyard. It's a shipping lane. And that's far more interesting than ghosts. Subscribe for more cinematic deep dives where myths crumble under evidence. New investigations every week.